Horde mode is the most ambitious and intricate new feature in Doom Eternal, and it definitely has more potential than the scrapped invasion mode. Horde mode can go on for ages and receive periodical updates to the combat encounters and even the rule sets. Players are responding well to the new mode and engagement seems to be high, and I'm here to offer my thoughts and criticisms as well. Horde mode spans over 3 levels with 5 main sections each. There are 3 arenas within a level alongside a Blitz round and a platforming segment. The goal is to get as many points as possible, with the Slayer medallion being the highest tier you can get. I find the extra platforming and Blitz sections to be a fun little distraction from the core arena combat, but when trying to learn the monster placement of each encounter, getting transported to one of these sections might disrupt your flow. However, overall I'm glad that they're included, and the platforming rounds in particular are quite fun. The meat hook grapple points are utilized, and trying to grab all of the gold coins before they reduce in value is entertaining. Yes, the meat hook points are in Horde mode, as well as all of the enemies found in the Ancient Gods DLC. The Spirit is probably the biggest pain in the arse in Horde mode, especially if you don't have the plasma rifle yet. The randomized weapon spawn is the biggest point of contention around this mode, but I personally love how it's set up. It adds to the replay value of this mode and forces players to adapt to different playstyles. For example, I don't use the micro missiles mod for the machine gun in the slightest, but when that is all you have at the start of Horde mode, you quickly learn to rely on it. It's the same with using the sticky bombs to blow up the blood angels, and not just killing them quickly with the ballista or precision bolts. The random element of the weapon spawns makes Horde mode interesting, and if you're skilled enough, you can adapt to any situation. The random weapon spawns make Horde mode silly, and that's great. Being fully kitted out from the start would not be engaging, but by being equipped with sometimes less optimal guns, you start to rethink the entire way you play the game. So the first level of Horde mode is Cultist Base, and the 2 biggest enemies at the start are the Prowlers and Doom Hunters. The full auto shotgun is heavily preferred in this opening wave, and that's what I love about Horde mode, and the Ancient Gods. Players will take strategies that they incorporate in Horde mode with the combat shotgun's full auto, and hopefully implement them into their campaign runs. It's the exact same as the Ancient Gods DLC, giving the plasma rifle more shine with the spirits, stone imps, and the armored barons. These little elements add on to your playstyle, as you'll slowly use more tricks that you are initially forced to include into the combat loop in Horde mode and the DLC. Wave 2 adds some Hell Knights and the high value targets. Killing these targets in time will give you the onslaught multiplier, and depending on how fast you kill them, you'll either get the gold, silver, or bronze multiplier. This multiplier is what you'll think about most during Horde mode, when you should actually use it to get the most points, which heavy demons should you prioritize with the onslaught power up, etc. It's kinda crazy how much you have to think about this tiny little power up and strategize when you use it, but it's crucial to getting the most points. The onslaught multiplier is a genius inclusion into Horde mode, and as you play the game more and more and recognize the enemy placement, you'll get a better sense of when you should activate it. As you complete each wave, you can see how close you are to unlocking the next Horde mode exclusive cosmetic item. The classic Doom 2 Marine and the Biker Slayer are both awesome skins, and all the player needs to do is play Horde mode over and over to unlock them. I like that there are no special challenges you need to do, as that invites all types of players to unlock these skins. Everyone's on an even playing field on that front at least, but of course there are the regular milestones you can do, and they have additional items you can unlock upon completion. The Blitz round is up next, with the player needing to kill 15 Hell Knights in order to qualify for the bonus section. This is extremely easy to do because of the swinging blade trap that can be activated to kill a cluster of Hell Knights at once. The first Blitz round in Horde mode is just a bit of fun for players, and it gets them acquainted with the section in a gimmicky, entertaining way. When you finish the Blitz round, you are given some extra lives, which will come in handy for later on in the Horde mode. At the end of the game, the player gets a point bonus for every extra life they have saved up. This makes combat really frantic, as you don't want to die and lose a life, and you'll end up playing more carefully and with more strategy as a result. The bonus coin rounds can be unlocked after Blitz, and this section involves you running and jumping around collecting coins, Rise of a Triad style. In the cultist-based level, they spawn in a Cursed Prowler, which is just great placement. Having these coins in Horde mode makes me want to see them in the campaign. I don't know what it is, but collecting coins in video games, especially first-person shooters like Rise of a Triad, is so enjoyable to me. Just like the high-value targets and the Blitz enemies, the coins reduce in value over time, and grabbing the gold coins are worth the most points. The bonus coin rounds are nice little distractions and are over before you know it. As Horde mode goes on, the enemy placements and high value targets become more difficult to deal with. There are so many bonuses that the player can get at the end of Horde mode that reward good play with no reliance on super weapons or shortcuts. For example, if you don't use the BFG, you get some bonus points for that. Same with playing on the highest difficulty, etc. This Horde mode is easy enough to get into, but it's brutal to fully master. Knowing where the enemy placements are is important, not only for your survival and to ensure that you don't lose a life accidentally, but to also make the most out of your onslaught power-up and point multiplier. I love this dynamic in Horde mode, and it brings a whole new dimension to the Doom Eternal combat loop. The traversal rounds are simple, and most of the time, collecting the gold coins before they lose value is easy enough. I would prefer if there was an option in the menu though to turn off these novelty rounds, just so I can memorize the core arenas better, but that's only a minor nitpick. Reclaimed Earth is the second level in Horde mode, and this is where the encounters ramp up considerably. Marauders, Tyrants, and Cybermancubi all get in on the fun in the first arena waves, and dealing with them using your limited weapon roster is awesome yet chaotic. Having a set weapon order would make these fights way more dull by comparison, and id Software steering away from that was the right decision, especially for more casual players looking for a chaotic, crazy, entertaining time. The Blitz round that follows consists of a group of Prowlers and Screechers, and it's nothing too exciting to be honest. The coin collection section in Reclaimed Earth, however, is fucking brilliant, with carcasses being a nice obstacle when they bring their shields up. The last arena in this level might get pretty nuts if you don't have a plasma rifle, as the spirits will pop in and out of enemies until the round is over. This arena can get stupid, and it's welcomed by me. The final arena in Horde mode is definitely the hardest Doom Eternal fight that I've ever played. The pressure of getting the gold high value targets, the pressure of not losing any extra lives, the pressure of using the onslaught multiplier effectively and not like an absolute twat. All of that builds up to this last Halt arena. It's challenging, it's brutal, and it's a blast to play. All of Horde mode is in fact. Sure, there are some low points with a couple of the Blitz rounds not being that compelling, but you aren't required to do the bonus sections at least, and overall, it's a lot of fun. Has Horde mode sparked a new interest in Doom Eternal for people that have sat out for a long time? Maybe for like a couple of days, but the longevity of Horde mode, and by extension Doom Eternal, is really in id Software's courts. I'll make another video soon about what I think they can add on to Horde mode, but that's for later on. I'm happy with Horde mode though, and I'm so glad that they didn't have just a basic survival mode with randomly generated enemies. Doom Eternal's combat encounters need to be tightly crafted. Sure, that might mean that add-on content for Horde mode will take longer to develop, but it's certainly worth it over a standard survival mode. What do you think of Horde mode? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you again very soon.
What do I know? Spend a night here checking where will I go?